All Pakistani citizens in India must leave the country by April the 29th. New Delhi's foreign minister has just announced that in the latest diplomatic measure taken after an attack that it blames on Islamabad. On Wednesday, of course, suspected militants killed 26 people at a tourist destination in Kashmir in the worst attack on civilians in the country in nearly 20 years. Well, diplomatic ties between the nuclear-armed South Asian neighbours had been weak even before those latest measures were announced. Now, though, it does look like a real crisis is emerging between the two. Let's cross then to New Delhi to talk to our correspondent Navadita Kumari.
All right. Shalom, everybody, and peace of the Lord to all of you. Before we go to Kumari in New Delhi, I will share with you my opinion about what's happening, and for sure we share. Always I see things differently from what they see it in the news agencies. So we know what happened. As usual, the Muslims, because Islam is a very peaceful, garbage cult, they stop buses full of civilians, women, children, men. They are not armed, they are not army, they are not police. And then they ask the ones who they are Hindus to stand on a side, and the one they are Muslims, let them go. The one who they are Hindus, they shot them in the head and kill them. The one who they are Muslims, they let them go free. Now this is very normal behavior of the filthy religion of Muhammad. We are not surprised. However, things have a way behind this. It's not only about 26. What a 26? Killing 26 people from India. In India, a country of almost 1.5 billion. What that would do exactly to India? Nothing. This is how stupid Islam is. This religion is a religion of donkeys. And then when they spoke with the Minister of Defense, if we can call him Minister of Defense, of Pakistan, look what he said.
Have escalated over the past 48 hours, and that's something I put to the Minister of Defense of Pakistan, Khwaja Asif. He conceded Pakistan had funded terror organizations in the past, but said that was a mistake. He now issued a warning that the world should be worried by the threat of all-out war, and even suggested Donald Trump may have a role to play in de-escalating the row. All that to come, but first, here's his take on the terror attack.
The reaction which came from Delhi was not really surprising for us. We could make out that this whole thing was staged to create some sort of.
Look what the scumbag, the Minister of Defense of Pakistan, just said. This is a staged. So Muslim terrorist, mujahideen, from Askar, Taiba, they attack and kill civilians, and yet he accusing India that they are the one who staged this. Can you believe how low, trashy, garbage they are? So they kill you, and then they go in your funeral and they accuse you that you killed your own. Like you are the one who shot himself in the head. Even the civilians who they survive, including Muslims, they said, those are obviously Muslims. People of Kashmir, they look differently from the Indian. They have different accent, different language. They dress differently, everything. So even the witnesses, they said, yes, those are even the Muslims. Because remember, the buses they have, the drivers themselves, they said, yes, they are Muslims. The terrorists who attack, they are Muslims, and the drivers are Muslims. This is why they let them go free. So this filthy scumbag, he's accusing India that they are the one who staged this. And then he say, not only that, he said more.
Crisis in the region, particularly for us,
I'm just going to have to pick you up on that. When you say staged, what do you mean?
I personally and our government also in last 2 days, we have condemned it categorically, without any reservation, that terrorism in all its forms is something which should be condemned.
You know, Pakistan always condemn terrorism, but they support all terrorist groups. Even Osama bin Laden was hiding in Pakistan, and Pakistan government, they were hiding him. And they condemn all kind of terrorism. They are against terrorism. Everybody knows that. I mean, come on. Pakistan is against terrorism. What's wrong with you? We just said we condemn terrorism. That's a good one. Butthole. Go ahead.
As strongly as possible, this is something. Pakistan has been victim of terrorism for decades, and
Pakistan is victim of terrorism for decades. So he's blaming India that Pakistan is a land of terrorists. Muslims killing Muslims. So what the problem with it? What does it have to do with India? It's true. Pakistan is the victim of terrorism, like you. You are a Muslim terrorist. So now the Muslim terrorists in Pakistan, they are fighting each other, trying to take over, and then they blame who? The Indian. Everybody knows that everyone in Pakistan who is a Muslim, he supports terrorism. Everybody knows, including killing Muslims who they are against them. And by the way, the Muslims who they kill them, they are terrorists too. It's just like two different, parties fighting over power, like Al-Qaeda and ISIS. They hate each other, but both of them, they want to kill everybody too.
perhaps no other country in the world has suffered so much from terrorism as Pakistan because of.
Yeah, why? Because all of you Pakistani government and people support terrorism, and you belong and you believe in Allah and His filthy book. Otherwise, you need to explain to us why Pakistan is the most country suffering from terrorism. Why? When all of you are Muslims. You know the answer. Because Islam is the religion of terrorism. Muhammad is the first terrorist. He said, I've been victorious by terrorism.
Of the wars in Afghanistan in the 80s, and then in the previous decade and decade before that. So we are very familiar the pain it inflicts on the people in the country and the nation when we are subjected to terrorism. But this sort of pattern which is going on in India, when President Clinton was there, there was a terrorist attack on Sikhs. 40 or 44 died in that, and it was blamed that some never heard of that organization which orchestrated this whole terrorist attack. This time again, the people who are being accused are not known, never heard of the organization. So that.
Guys, they are not known. I mean, those people, they have flags, they have videos, they make speeches every day, even including in that day they made the speeches. And this guy, the Minister of Defense of Pakistan, he claimed that this group of Muslim terrorists, they are not known. Nobody know them.
You're talking about an offshoot of Lashkar-e-Taiba, the resistance.
So Lashkar-e-Taiba, he claimed that he do not know them. They exist for the last 80 years almost. They never heard of them.
Lashkar-e-Taiba, let me tell you, Lashkar-e-Taiba is a name from the past. It is totally defunct. It does not exist.
They are not exist, but their videos is all over online. You know. I mean they are not exist no more. Anyway, I'm not going to play the whole video. This guy, he threatened India that, remember, that we have nuclear weapon. India suspend their treaty with Pakistan for water. Pakistan, almost 80% of electricity and water is coming from the rivers coming from India. So now if India decided, I mean, India do not need to go to war really to destroy Pakistan. They can just make you dry dead without water. All electricity, more than 80% of their electricity generated by rivers coming from the Indus rivers, as we see in the map. So 2 days ago, right away in the same day almost the attack happened, the Indian government did a very smart action. They decided to suspend the treaty with the terrorists of Pakistan. In my opinion, the Indians do not need to go to war. They just cut the water. And then let Pakistan bite their fingers. And then if Pakistan, this guy, he said in his video here, that if India suspend their water, this will be an act of war. And Pakistan will respond. And then that will be perfect for India to deal with it, because you see, if Pakistan is the one who attacked, then now we have terrorism and Pakistan who started the attack. So the Indian, they have, the whole world will be in their side because they are not the one who started the war. As simple as that. So they should stop sending water to Pakistan, and then you will see even the capital of Pakistan will be out of electricity. And maybe Qatar can pay for the electricity, and maybe Erdogan can support them. The water punishment is the best thing India can do.
Let me
But
tell you,
this organization, this group, the Resistance Front, is believed to be an offshoot of Lashkar-e-Taiba. But I just want to take you back to the point that you made a little earlier, sir, where you talked about, rightly, that Pakistan has been a victim of terrorism for decades. As you know, and as the world knows, that is correct. But the reason that India is pointing the blame on Pakistan is because Pakistan is also known to back, harbour, train and fund these terrorist organizations, namely the Taliban for years and groups like Lashkar-e-Taiba. So this is one of the reasons why the Trump administration in 2018 prevented any military aid from reaching Pakistan, because they said that Pakistan was continuing to play a double game. So this is one of the reasons why India has done this today. While you might not be overtly involved, the fact is that because of the ISIs, your intelligence agencies, backing of these terrorist organizations, that is why the finger of blame is now being pointed on Pakistan.
You know, it is very convenient for the big powers to blame Pakistan for whatever is happening in this region. When we were fighting the war on their side, in way back in the 80s against Soviet Union.
You see here the deception. The Muslims, they were not fighting on their side. They were fighting for Islam. You see how he lied? You were not fighting on their side, you coward. In fact, it's the opposite. It was the American evil supporting you to fight the Soviet Union. It's the opposite. It is you Muslims who want to fight the Soviet Union because they are communist and you want to establish Islamic State. So look how we switch the fact upside down. You never fought in their side. You are always their enemy. And after they support you, those stupid Americans as usual, after they supported you and supported Osama bin Laden, you bite them. And then you take Osama bin Laden and you hide him in your house. This guy, he claimed that he was supporting America. Since when? In fact, you are the fruit of England. Pakistan does not exist. This is Indian land. It's the filthy government of England who divided India and they established an Islamic country in Bangladesh, which is India, and Pakistan, which is India. All of this is India. You see, India without Islam is going to be a very massive, powerful country. India, because of Islam, is weakened and divided and cut into pieces. It was an evil plan of England to divide the country. And since they divide the country and the country became weaker, then big forces, they want to have their cake too, like China. You see, if we look at the map, if we open the map of Pakistan, let us see. And by the way, that will lead us to different view of the issue. So this is here India. This is Nepal. This is New Delhi. This is the Punjab. And this is Pakistan. And this is the area of Kashmir. Now, part of Kashmir is taken already by China. This is Afghanistan, as we see. Pakistan is here. And then this area where a lot of problems happening in it. This is Jammu and Kashmir. Islamabad is here. I need a better map. You know, hold on, let me see. This map is really not clear for, like, I mean, it's clear if you don't open it. The second you open it, all the color is gone. Let me see if I can find images. Let us see. All right, this one is even better. Let us use this one, better than Google. All right, so this is here India, and here we have Pakistan, as you see in the map. And then if we go up, this is China. China is in the border here, and China have a lot of interest in this conflict, especially now. You see, China see India is the biggest and the only country to compete with China for the American market, specifically, and European market. China versus India. who is going to be the coming China, let us say? Is it going to be India? We see since Trump became president how the economy plan changed. Even European Union, they start taking steps against China because they notice that China is destroying businesses of everybody. So now Apple company are switching their business from China into India. Many other companies who used to do business, including Amazon, they are going to switch their businesses, and they are already switching their businesses into India from China. Even Walmart will not buy stuff from China. They are dropping a lot of product because the tariff became so crazy and it doesn't work. So India, obviously, and we know that J.D. Vance, he just came I think 2 days, 3 days ago, back from India. The purpose of this visit, and we do not need to forget to mention that his wife, she is an Indian, and that will play a big role in supporting India in any conflict will happen. This guy, for sure, he will have his influence. He is the vice president, and vice president is vice president, you know. He have his word to say. His wife is an Indian. His children now, they are half Indian, you like it or not. It's a fact. And I don't see anything wrong with that, I mean. But some people, they might be angry, and they don't like to have such an influence of India over USA. However, when you marry from a woman from that country, it doesn't matter how much you try to be not under the influence of your wife, you will be. No matter how much you try, because any action you take against the country where your wife is coming from, that will cause a drama inside your house. And J.D. Vance is a young man, and I don't see him too much wise. I see him very, let us say, sometimes he is immature, and immature man, he can take immature action, and he can take immature involvement in anything, like what he did to Zelensky when he came to the White House. J.D. Vance was very rude, very stupid. He acted rudely. They look at the guy down, and even until now, because of him, they are blaming Zelensky for the war with Russia. Can you believe it? So obviously, this administration is not mature when it's come to politics overseas. Trump is no different. Trump is a very immature person when it comes to politics overseas. However, he is a businessman. And this guy, he understands one language, money. Anything else, he do not know. Anything else, he have no idea what it is. And as long as money is involved now in war with China, even though we can call it a soft war, then they will support India for sure. So I believe that China is going to support Pakistan in this war. Already the Chinese, they sold many fighter jets to the Pakistani government, many defense system. Actually, the best defense system Pakistan now has, it's a Chinese defense system. So obviously, the Chinese is putting their arms and weapons ready to support Pakistan. American, they are putting their eggs in India. So to make it simple, the two powerful nations, China and USA, they are going to fight each other in this ground. They are not the one who's setting the fire up. The fire is already there. The Hindus and the Muslims, both they hate each other. The Muslims are very violent, and the Hindu, they will not be terrorists, and they are not terrorists even to the Christians. So let us say the wood is dry, and one match is going to set a big fire and will burn a lot of territories. So what will happen now, Pakistan is asking Trump to involve and cool it down. Trump is dumb. When it's come to war, he's an idiot. So he might even, you never know this guy how he think. He might blame whoever he wants for what's happening. However, he will claim always that he can stop any war if he is a president, which is false. He claimed that after he became a president, he will stop the war in Russia with Ukraine in 24 hours. It was false. He said he can stop the war with Hamas in less than 24 hours. It was false. He said he is going to release the hostages by tomorrow noontime. Otherwise, the gate of hell will be open on Hamas. It was false. So when it's come to war and peace and those things, Trump is the last one to listen to. So if Pakistan think that Trump can do anything, they are mistaken heavily. Secondly, why Trump even will do anything? What the benefit of a Trump do anything for Pakistan? Since when? Trump, in fact, when he was a president in the last term, like 4 years ago, he refused and he suspended all the military assistance into Pakistan because Pakistan supporting terrorism, which is a good thing from Trump to do. Unusual. Because the same Trump, he support Qatar. And the same Trump, he accused Qatar, which is true, of supporting terrorism in high level, and the video is there. And he is the same one who gave Qatar the very powerful high jet fighters from USA to Qatar. Trump is a businessman, cannot be trusted. And wherever the money, you will find Trump. And we know that India is way more rich and way more powerful and way more needed than Pakistan. If Pakistan was rich like Qatar, I will not be surprised if Trump he take the size of Pakistan. Because this guy, he have one God, his name is money. Whatever the money, he will go. Even though he claimed to be Christians and he do things to make Christians happy, which we like it, We voted for him for that reason. But in reality, he is not really too much into belief. He's a businessman. He's a money worshipper. So the war now, if it's going to be exploding, and I believe India is going to do something. But the most important thing India should do, I believe, is stopping the water coming to Pakistan, and then they can put Pakistan go down to their knee. And when the Pakistani threaten India with their nukes, I mean, would they even dare to use it? Try, because then India will burn you. India is way more powerful with weapon, advanced weapon, including nukes, drones. Even they have a lot of agreement with Israel, and I'm sure the Israeli will be happy to help India against Pakistan. So this war, if it happened, is going to be a big, big, big disaster to Pakistan, a country which is collapsing. They have no water, they have no electricity already, without even cutting the water. They have no business, they have no money, they are bankrupt. The government hardly they can pay salary for their own employees. Their police still having sticks in their hands. By the way, this is the same in India too. But we cannot compare the economy of Pakistan to the economy of... Pakistan don't have economy. Their economy is very horrible. They are very bad, In fact, each time there's a disaster happening in Pakistan, all the help is coming from abroad. The Pakistani government, they cannot give any aid to their own citizen. So, when this Minister of Defense threatened India with nukes, as we heard in this video here, later you will hear it, he is being just another idiot because he is giving excuse to India to say, few days ago he threatened us with nukes, so why we don't use it first? Why not? Am I going to wait for them to use their nukes? If somebody says he want to nuke me, he said it clearly, if India cut the water, that is an act of war. We can move the video a little bit to see where he said that, to avoid playing the whole video.
That retaliation will be in the form of airstrikes, which could escalate?
This has happened before also, Pulwama, which will later prove to be a false flag operation. And it was confirmed by the Indian media, Indian sources that it was a false flag operation. Pakistan had nothing to do with Pulwama. There was an air raid.
That this incident was, when you say false flag,
let me complete my sentence, and then you can ask me anything you want. And later on, when they attacked Pakistan after Pulwama, we downed their fighter, and ultimately we, as a goodwill gesture, we returned the pilot to them, and the things ultimately, cooled down. This time again, they are repeating the same thing. An incident took place in occupied Kashmir, and they are blaming us for that. And our media has never heard the organization they are mentioning behind this.
You see, if he is decent, he will say, okay, you know what? We are going to look for those who did this crime, and we will hand them to you. If you are truthful. He's even denying their existence. I mean, do you see? Like, we will look for who? It doesn't exist. So who shot those people? Who shot them? Who killed them? But anyway, I'm trying to find where he said about the water.
No, we are not worried. If it comes to a fight, if India attacks us, we'll retaliate in kind. There's absolutely no doubt in our minds. It has happened before.
Just to be clear, sir, when you say false flag, when you say staged, are you blaming India for this attack that took place in Kashmir?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
They create these situations.
What evidence are you?
Let me just take 30 seconds. Are you aware of Modi's history, what he did in Gujarat when he was Chief Minister of Gujarat? He killed 2,200.
Yes, we are, and we've interrogated that. I don't want to go into the history of Prime Minister Modi, but what I want to do is focus on this situation.
The present from history?
The reason India is blaming Pakistan is because they believe, and the United States has long believed, and that was one of the reasons why they pulled military funding from your country, is because Pakistan, its intelligence agencies, fund and back these terrorist organizations. That's why they're blaming you.
Actually, this is the first time I see a journalist is good. I mean, this woman is really smart, and she is cornering him. You see, I like this, this lady. I don't know. This is the first time I hear her, but she's smart. Obviously, she studied the topic very well. Not like usually what you see in TV stations, like an idiot. They give him a news to talk about it, make a phone call, ask him those questions. So she is able to corner the guy and to question what he is saying. And again, she have a full knowledge of the topic, and he is trying his best to defend himself in what he say. Each time he says something, she got him busted. That is a smart woman. And that to prove that Muhammad again is false, Muslims. Your prophet, he says, women are half a brain. In fact, your Minister of Defense is half a brain. Because many things he said is going to be gold for India. Because they will use it to ignite the public to accept war. When you make a threat to India, and you are the one who did the crime. I mean, imagine you kill them, yet you threat them. And you are the weak. You're not even the strong. You are an idiot. And this woman is cornering you.
You are now saying that this was staged by India based on what evidence?
You know, they never came up for any evidence for these incidents in Kashmir.
We have 26 people dead and they are Hindus. They have no evidence. They have even videotape. They have witnesses. They have Muslim witnesses. There's no evidence.
Kashmir. Any evidence till now they have you know, in last 10 15 years 3-4 incidents have taken place, but they never came up with any evidence. Just to blame Pakistan for something and create a situation for their own advantage. That doesn't mean that Pakistan is because Lashkar-e-Taiba in the past had some linkages in Pakistan. That doesn't mean that
But what
every
evidence do you now have that India staged this? Because
we have nothing to do with we have nothing to. There is no Lashkar-e-Taiba does not exist in Pakistan anymore. It is extinct. It is extinct. How can
this is an offshoot known, and they have claimed responsibility. The resistance front.
But my dear, if the parent organization does not exist, how can the offshoot take place?
Well, that's what you say. That's what you say. The Indians, their intelligence agencies, the United States is often
our intelligence agencies, they say otherwise. You know, they said it's all staged. You know, it was staged in Pulwama also, and we were proved correct then. And India did not pursue that after the air attack, and their plane was downed, and we returned there. The things cooled down then, and now again the same thing is.
You do admit, sir, that Pakistan has had a long history of backing and supporting and training and funding these terrorist organizations.
Well, we have been doing.
Well, brother and sister, my name is Zakir Naik. Yes, we were supporting terrorists. They are supporting the good terrorists. So there is a difference between supporting bad terrorists and supporting good terrorists. And simply, in Pakistan, we support good terrorists who killed only Hindu and Christian. And therefore, those are good Muslims, and they are good terrorists. What do you mean, well? Answer the question, you potato. We have evidence, everybody have evidence that you Pakistani government support the terrorists. You fund them, you train them, you protect their camps. You give them fake passports. You give them fake visas to travel around the world. You even give them diplomatic passports. Everybody knows that you support terrorists. What do you mean, well? Well, what? You want to get well?
Long history of backing and supporting and training and funding these terrorist organizations.
Well, we have been doing this dirty work for the United States for about 3 decades, you know, and West, including Britain.
Thank you for admitting that you are dirty. What do you mean you were doing the dirty work for the United States? What you did exactly? What exactly you did? You supported Al-Qaeda? You protected Osama bin Laden, you're hiding with his goat? And then the American, they found him watching porn movie? Huh? You are doing the dirty work of America? Ah, you are a Muslim slave of the American. Hold on, I have a caller. Hello? Great and Prince, first of all, respect yourself. In Pakistan, we are very powerful, and we have a nuclear weapon. Zakir Naik, the nuke you have is not even a fart. Don't even mention it. Come on. By the way, do your nuke even smell? Great and Prince, first of all, we are people who smell a lot, and we smell a lot more you. Oh, okay, you smell a lot. I'm talking about your nuke, not you, idiot. You're a prophet, he take a shower once a year. We know that. And he take a shower with dirty water and women blood from period and dead dogs. We know that. I'm not talking about your smell. I'm talking about the smell of the nukes. Do your nukes smell? Or it's a smellless? Smells. Great and breath. First of all, your English is very, and you don't speak good English. And you are trying to make opinion. How in the world people will understand what you are saying? Zakir Naik, I don't know. If people can understand what you are saying, I'm sure they can understand me. Get a breath. You get a point there. I agree with you. I don't understand sometimes how people understand me. This is Zakir Naik, the Minister of Defense of Pakistan. He want to prove to us that he was doing a dirty work of America. And that will make him a good person, supposedly. In fact, saying that will make you guilty to your knee, because you just said that you are a dirty dog who is a slave of the American, and they give you a bone. Get him. That's what you are saying. You are doing the dirty work for America. So why you claim this is an Islamic country, Allahu Akbar, jihad? It turned to be all of you, Pakistani, is the one who worked for America. The dirty work of America. We are doing the dirty work for America. Continue, Abdul, continue. Every Abdul is a liar until he proves the opposite.
So that's your argument, that even though...
No, that was a mistake, and we suffered for that. And that is why you are saying this to me. If we had not joined the war against Soviet Union and later on the war after 9/11, this Pakistan's track record, was not, unimpeachable track record.
Defense Minister, I just want to get back to this particular incident in Kashmir and the noises that are now coming out of Delhi. Do you believe this situation is going to escalate and that India will launch airstrikes? Is Pakistan preparing itself for that?
We are already prepared for it. We are already prepared.
we already dig a tunnels like Hamas. For sure we are prepared. Are you kidding me? We are very, very ready to run. Oh boy. We are very, very ready. We are very, 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 very ready. Abdul, what do you mean you are ready for what? I mean, are you really a match to the Indian army if they decide to do an invasion? I mean, look at you. You see, the war is not only like I have many guns, but how many bullets you have is what is important, not how many guns. If I have 100 guns and I have 10 bullets, that means I'm stupid. So Pakistan, it's collapsing. You can't even control your own land. There's many territory inside Pakistan is out of the control of the government. If I say more than 30 to 35% of the country is total out of control, I will not be exaggerating. There's areas where police of Pakistan don't go there because they will be kidnapped and killed. Because Islam is very, a very peaceful religion, So the Muslims, they consider each other kuffar. So if you work for the government, and those mujahideen, they say, oh, the one who works for government is a kafir, must be killed. So if you are a policeman, you work for the government. If you are an army man, you work for government, they will kill you. The government do the same. They say, if you are from this group, they are kafir. We have to kill you, we execute you, So both of them, they do the same dirty work of Islam. They accuse of each other to be an apostate by not following the teaching of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Israel is almost now for war for almost 2 years. Until now, the currency is so strong, the economy is so strong, and they did not even, nothing change. Even though we're fighting with the 3 armies, if not more: Iran, Al-Houthi, Hezbollah, and Hamas. But Pakistan is right on the border with India, and they are very short in population compared to India, and they are short very much in everything compared to manufacturers, manpower, army, ammunition, missiles, technology, you name it. We cannot compare in any way, in any mean, between the two armies. So this guy, when he say we are prepared, why you don't go and as long you claim Kashmir is yours, take it. You are prepared. You know? Why you don't take the part even you gave to China yourself? Huh? You don't dare. You can tell that those Pakistani are very nervous, and India have all the tools to hurt and to punish Pakistan badly. For me, if I am the Prime Minister of India, I will not go for war. I will punish them by stopping my rivers to flow into Pakistan. The easiest way to make the country collapse. The country already collapsing. Without water, there's no food, there's no electricity, there's no energy, there is no manufacture, there's no. Just cut the water. And then they will beg you. They will beg for mercy. And if you cut the water, you should not allow the water to go again unless Pakistan, they have to admit that Kashmir belongs to you forever. Not temporarily peace. They have to admit that this is your land. And you have it. And they have to withdraw. The Indian, they have to put conditions to be sure that this war will not be repeated, even though I'm sure it's going to happen again, because the motive is Islamic, is not about land. You see, those Muslims, when the Turkish occupied Egypt, Syria, Iraq, North Africa, all those countries, all those so-called Arab countries, nobody opened his mouth. Why? Because, oh, Turkish are Muslims. So as long as they are Muslims, it's okay. The second the French, they came, oh, Allahu Akbar, jihad, the French. But the French, they brought hospitals, printing, schools, train stations, train railway. For the first time, the Middle East have printing machines for books. Schools like good schools, not like school teaching Quran. So the French are, we have to do jihad against them because they are not Muslims. The Turkish who rape their women, kidnap their children, take them into slavery. A woman, she walk in the street. She go to buy some vegetables. She never come back. And I'm talking about a woman. I'm talking about thousands and millions of people disappear. Men and women. The Turkish, they destroy the Middle East. Countries like Iraq or Syria used to be green. Right now is a desert. Why? The Turkish, they cut all the trees. Not only they kidnapped the people, they took them as slaves. They forced the men to go and serve in their army, so they send them to war, and the Turkish citizen, they stay home. One officer, he is a Turkish, and the rest are Arab. The Arab died, the officer is smoking his shisha, singing Aman Rabbi Aman. So those Muslims, as long as the one who occupied them is a Muslim, they go in the drugs, they go high, they relax. The second he is not a Muslim, this is where they go crazy. The same as in Israel. Why they are fighting for Jerusalem? How come they did not get upset from Jerusalem in the hand of the Turkish? They never get upset. Egypt controlled by the Albanian for more than Albanian and foreigners for 1,200 years. Imagine, Egypt did not have one Egyptian ruler for 12 centuries. Imagine Albanian from Albania, they control Egypt. Nobody complained. Why? Because they're Muslims. The second you say they are Muslim, you are a Muslim, they go in drugs. If Netanyahu now, he want to kill Hamas, he say Allahu Akbar, say Shahada, the Muslim will relax. It's okay now. Saddam Hussein used chemical weapon to kill tens of thousands of them, nobody complained. He's a Muslim. Those people, they have a mental issue. Islam is like a rabies. Islam for a human is like rabies for dogs.